Hi, my name is Selena, and I am going to show you some books that I'm most looking forward to reading in 2014. Now, these books I'm not saying are going to be published in 2014 because they're not. They're already published. They're books that I have. Some of them are books that I have. It's just that I haven't got around to reading them, and I want to read them. So, yeah, I'm going to show you some books that in 2014 I definitely want to read. First up is Jasper Ford's Thursday Next series, First Among Sequels. I read 1 through 4, and then I just kind of stopped. And I know that there are more books out and more to come in the Thursday Next series. And yeah, I like this cat. It's set in a other dimensional world that's like our own, but not. And she is a crime fighter in both in her world, and then there is the added thing of her being able to go into the book world. And in the book world, the characters that we love, like Heathcliff and Mr. Rochester, and the ladies and slew of characters from Austen novels or any book ever published ever, they all have lives in the book world. So they when they're not being read, they live, they do things, and so she kind of polices the book world, which is, I think, is a I've he's the only author. Jasper Ford is the only author that I've ever saw do something like that. So the first books that I've read in the series were awesome. I don't know why I stopped. Another book by Jasper Ford that I want to read is Shades of Grey. Not 50 Shades of Grey, but Shades of Grey. And I have started this book once, and then for some reason I put it down. I think this was during my reading slump after graduating with my master's. I just really didn't read for about a year. But anyway, I think it's time that I pick this back up and finish it. And I got it at bargain price at Barnes Noble, and it's hardcover, so that's always nice. And yeah, it's a futuristic dystopian, but Jasper Ford's writing style is it's that dry British humor, but it's very funny. And so I don't see a lot of, dystopian novels that are humorous other than like Douglas Adams' writings. So that's why I think I like this a lot, or his writing style a lot. And so in this future world, there's a class system, but the class system is dictated by what colors you can and cannot see. And so, if you can see yellow, you're awesome. But if you can see like purple or something like that, you're way up there in the societal class ranking system. But if you can only see gray, then you're kind of last man on the totem pole kind of thing. So I wanted to read this, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint. The next is a series that I want to read, Darkest Minds and Never Fade. And I got these two from a giveaway hosted by eLizzie Books, and I'm just really excited. People have been raving so much about these two books. So I know the third book is coming out sometime soon in 2014, and the books should create a sentence. So it should be The Darkest Minds Never Fade, blah, 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 blah. I've been speculating on what the rest of the sentence is going to be, but I've not come up with anything remotely awesome. So, yeah, I want to read the third book. I actually want to marathon these, so I'm waiting for the third book to come out, so then I can just read. Next is, again, another series, and I have all of them, so that's something I can do, and they're very short. They're, I believe, middle grade reads. It's dealing with dragons, and it's part of the Enchanted Forest Chronicles, so Dealing with Dragons is number 1, and it's by Patricia C. Weird, and I think that this would be a fun read, to kind of tie in throughout the year, since it's small, it's light, it's supposed to be fanciful. If I'm having a pretty heavy reading load, I can throw this in and not feel overburdened. So I'm looking forward to reading these. Next is another series that I want to finish. It is Inkspell. Well, it's the Inkheart series, but I have Inkspell. I don't have Ink Death, but I have Inkspell. and I have not read it. I think I read like the first chapter and then I put it down. But yeah, I want to finish this series, so I'm going to start with Inkspell, book 2, and then pick up Ink Death sometime within the year and finish that as well. Next is a series that came highly recommended by a couple of people. Believe a newer booktuber, Cedar Sun, talked about this a little bit, and I heard other people mention that they've read it, and a coworker of mine says that he started it and has liked it so far. It is the Dark Tower series by Stephen King, and I have this awesome, I think 80s edition cover. I got it at a used bookstore, and so it's not very long. There are pictures in here, which is nice. I love pictures in books. And I also want to read this because I want to read, wait for it, the graphic novels. So I have gotten a couple of these. I have this one, Battle of Jericho Hill, The Gunslinger Born, what's this one, Fall of Gilead, it's Treachery, and The Long Road Home. So I got these also at the same used bookstore, and I want to go through them, but I don't want to go through them until I've read the books. So that's prompting me to read the books in the series before I look at the graphic novels. So that's going to be an adventure in 2014. It may take me longer than a year, but we'll see. And another book that I want to read in 2014 is 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher, and many people have already read this and have either said that they liked it or not. I believe it was turned into like a mini-series or something. But yeah, I think it's just something worthwhile reading that I picked up in the middle of the year, around September, October, but just never get around to reading it, and I want to read it. So those are the books that I definitely want to read in 2014. Let me know down below what books you like to read in 2014, what series that you need to finish. Like and subscribe if you feel like it. I don't know. Happy New Year. Bye.